last session of atomic structure, we have completed the Bohr's atomic theory, okay, and definitions of isotones. Now we'll see the atomic spectrum, okay. Before the atomic spectrum, this point 4.5.1 wave particle duality of electromagnetic radiation, it is not there in your syllabus for this year, okay. So in short I will explain you what is this. In this wave particle duality, the nature of light is explained, okay. Light can have dual nature, okay. It can be a particle. If light is a particle, if light is acting as a particle, it should have mass, okay, and if it is acting as a wave, it should have frequency. So all about the duality of light is explained in this theory, in this phenomenon, wave particle duality, okay. In the next topic, the line spectrum of hydrogen is given. So what is atomic spectrum, okay, or hydrogen spectrum? Atomic spectrum is what? If any atom or substances, I will show you here, gaseous substances, for example, we consider hydrogen gas here, okay, so it constitutes an atom in it. If the radiation or the light is passed through this gas or the atoms, the emission or the radiation which is emitted or the light which is emitted are showing a pattern here. Okay, some lines are visible, some colors are invisible. So these type of pattern is called Disaccharide pattern or line spectrum. Okay, it is not in a continuous manner, or the continuous colors are not shown here. So it is called what? Line spectrum or Disaccharide spectrum. So in the atom, if you see the structure of atom, in the atom, just a second. In the center, the nucleus is present, okay, and orbitals are arranged in the energy level, okay. So first energy, the lowest energy is present. The lowest energy orbital is the first orbital, which is nearest to the nucleus, okay. So we'll consider this orbital as, and we'll see this orbital is the lowest energy or lowest energy orbital. It is called N1. N, okay. The second orbital having energy higher than this, it is called N2. N2. These are the atomic orbitals. Okay. Third orbital is having more energy than second. Okay. So it is, the nucleus is positively charged, having proton. Okay. And the orbitals are the spaces where the electrons are revolving, or you can say electrons are present. So it is N1, N2, N3 and infinity. Okay. There are infinity orbitals are present in the atom. Okay. So the first energy orbital or the lowest energy orbital, which is nearest to the nucleus, the energy of this orbital is what? Minus 13.6. Minus 13.6. So electron always tries to remain in its lowest energy level. Okay, everything in the nature, okay, wants to stable or try to remain in the lowest energy level, like electrons. So electron return back to the energy, lowest energy level. If electron gets excited from first orbital to third orbital, okay. We'll take an example here. Electron is exciting from first orbital to third orbital. Yes. So what happens? It tries to remain in its lowest energy level. So it returns back to the first orbital. While returning to the first orbital or N1 orbital, it emits the energy, or it emits the radiation. The radiation are what? The radiation are the electromagnetic waves. Okay, what it is called? Electromagnetic waves. So the spectrum, the pattern it is showing, it is called emission spectrum. Okay, it is called emission spectrum. Why? Because the radiation or the waves, the electromagnetic radiation are emitted by the electron. After getting excited, it transfer from lower energy level to higher energy level, and returning back, by returning back to lower energy level, electron emits the electromagnetic radiation, and these electromagnetic radiation showing the particular pattern of line spectrum, and it is called emission spectrum. Here the hydrogen atom is taking as an example, okay, of atomic spectrum. So there are different series are given here. Here you can see, yes, table 4.5, series of emission spectral line for hydrogen. So series, first series where n is equals to 1. Okay, the lowest energy orbital is 1, n1. It is called Lyman series. Then Balmer series, Barston series, bracket, and Pfund series. And the electromagnetic region is, or the radiation is given here, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, IR, okay, is given. So these are the light radiation, okay. In Lyman series, electron is coming to first orbital, okay, from any orbital, 2, 3, 4 or infinity orbital, it is coming back to the first orbital. The series or the radiation which is giving out while coming to the first orbital, it is called Lyman series, okay, it is called what? Lyman series. Yes. So, and for Balmer series, electron from 3, 4 or higher energy orbital, from higher energy orbital, it is coming back to the second orbital, okay. The n1 value is fixed, n1 value is fixed here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The n2 is getting changed, okay. So for Balmer, the radiation where it is giving out the radiation while coming to the second orbital, okay, it is a visible region or visible electromagnetic region, okay. So it is Balmer, then Barston, bracket, and Pfund. So we'll see the atomic structure here. Yes. Okay, we'll consider energy difference, okay. See, first orbital, second orbital, okay, third orbital, and this nucleus. So the lowest energy orbital is n1, then n2, n3 and n infinity, okay, 3, 4, 5 and infinity. So the how to calculate the energy difference? It is called delta E. Delta E is what? Delta E is E2 minus E. Okay, E2, energy of higher orbital where electron is present, minus energy of lower orbital where the electron is coming back, okay. So it is the energy difference, or from you can say the energy difference between the two orbital or the two energy levels, okay. So yes, the difference between these two, see, electron, for example, electron is going n1 to n3 and emitted the spectrum or emitted the radiation. So if we want to calculate this, we have to know this energy difference, okay. We have to know this energy difference. So how to calculate the energy? The formula for the energy is E is equals to Hc upon lambda. Yes, where H is a Planck constant and the value is 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules second. It is a Planck constant. Wavelength, lambda is the wavelength, okay. It is a wavelength, and c is the speed of light. C is the speed of light. So this is the formula for E. Lambda is what? Wavelength. Now put the value of E1 and E2. We'll consider n number of orbital n2 and n1. The electron is going from n2 to n1, higher energy level to lower energy level n1. Okay, consider this example. So we want to derive this formula. Okay, the derivation is not there in your textbook. You have to just remember this formula. This formula. Okay, Rydberg constant, where R is equals to Rydberg constant 1 upon lambda. If we want to calculate the wavelength of radiation, then formula is R z square into 1 upon n1 minus 1 upon n2. 1 upon n1 minus 1 upon n2. This is 1 upon lambda is what? Frequency, mu. Okay, 1 upon lambda is what? Frequency, mu, and this is the value for Rydberg constant, R. I will show you here how to calculate. Okay, 1 upon lambda. So start with delta E, energy difference. Delta E is equals to E, we want N2 and N1. So En1, En2 minus En1. Energy of second orbital and minus energy of first orbital. Delta E is what? Hc upon lambda. Energy is what? Hc upon lambda. Okay. And E is, the energy for N2 is minus 13 point, it is calculated already. Okay, minus 13.6 into Z square. Z is the atomic number, divided by N2 square plus 13.6 into Z square upon N2 square. Okay, so the final value is what? Final value is coming 1 upon lambda. 1 upon lambda. Lambda is wavelength of electromagnetic radiation. 1 upon lambda, 13.6 Z square upon Hc. Z square upon Hc into 1 upon N1 square minus 1 upon N2 square. 1 upon N2 square. Now the term 13.6 upon Hc is what? It is a calculated value, and it is 1.09 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 meter inverse, m inverse, 1 upon lambda. It is value of R, and it is Rydberg constant. It is a constant value. For hydrogen, Z is equals to 1. Okay, for hydrogen, Z is equals to 1. So this is formula from where you can calculate any wavelength or frequency for the electromagnetic radiation. Yes. Okay. So this is the just formula. I will explain you the Lyman, Balmer, and Clifford theory. So I have already told what is Lyman series, where n is equals to 1. In Balmer series, n is equals to 2. If you want to calculate for hydrogen, and consider n is 1 for Lyman series. Okay, first shell, and n2 is equals to 2, n1 and n2. So for hydrogen, put the value of Z is 1, and for n1, the value of n is 1, for n2 value of n is 2. So the formula will become 1 upon lambda R into 1 minus 1 upon 2 square. Okay, R into 1 upon 2 square, and 1 upon lambda will be R into 3 by 4. R into 3 by 4. R is what? Rydberg constant. And the 1 upon R, the value 1 upon R is calculated 111 angstrom. Okay, 911 angstrom. 911 angstrom. So the lambda is coming 1216 angstrom. Okay, lambda is coming how much? 1216 angstrom. So this is all about the spectrum, emission line spectrum for hydrogen. So in the exam, if it is coming, you have to explain this table 4.5. Write this table, draw this diagram of line spectrum. Okay, and the region you have to write ultraviolet, visible, IR, which electromagnetic radiation or region is coming. Okay, and this value of N1 and N2, and explain this point also. So this is all about the lines, hydrogen line spectrum. Okay, emission spectrum of hydrogen. Okay, so now limitation of Bohr's model. So Bohr's atomic model failed to account for finer details of hydrogen atom spectrum observed in sophisticated spectro experiment. Then Bohr's model was unable to explain the spectrum of atom other than hydrogen. Bohr theory could not explain the splitting of what? Splitting of spectral line in presence of magnetic field, and it is called what? Zeeman effect or electric field effect. Bohr theory failed to explain the ability of atom to form molecules by chemical. So the next theory or the next hypothesis you can say is put for, it is de Broglie hypothesis. De Broglie hypothesis. Okay, in 1924. So like duality of dual nature of light, electron is also having a dual nature, or you can say dual behavior of matter. Okay, so electron can act as a wave, or it can act as a what? It can act as a particle. Okay, so if electron is acting as a wave, so it should have a lambda value. Okay, lambda means what? It is wavelength. If electron is acting as a particle, it should have the value of m. It should have the value of mass. So all moving particle, according to this theory, all moving particle which have all moving particle is having what? Dual nature. Particle as well as a wave nature. Yes. Okay. With the limitation of Bohr's model of hydrogen atom becoming transparent, attempts were made to develop a better Jordan model for atom. This was possible because of two important developments took place after the Bohr's model was postulated. So these developments were, first is de Broglie proposal of dual behavior of matter and Hinzburg uncertainty principle. So in Bohr model, electron is regarded as a change particle moving well-defined circular orbit, okay, about the nucleus. In contrast to this, de Broglie proposed 1924 that matter should exhibit a dual behavior, that is both particle and wave-like property. This means that the electron should have momentum p, property of particle as well as wavelength. Property of wave, he gave the following relationship between lambda and p of material, material particle. So lambda का formula is what? Lambda is equals to h upon mv. Okay, h upon mv, diffraction property. So in the year 1927, Werner Hinzburg stated that uncertainty principle. What it is impossible to determine simultaneously the exact position or exact momentum or velocity of an electron. In other words, the position or momentum of electron cannot be determined with the same certainty. If the certainty of determination of one property of 2 is high, it means that uncertainty, okay, of its determination is low. In that case, the uncertainty determination of other property is very high. So what it is, from these theories, the quantum numbers, where according to the Bohr's theory, the electron is revolving around the nucleus in the orbit. Okay, And if we see the next theories, the other theories, according to this theory, the electron is present in the orbitals. And orbitals are what? Orbitals are three-dimensional space where electrons are present. Okay, where electrons are present. So 4 quantum numbers are given to find the exact position or the exact location of electron in the atom. Okay, so we'll see the what the 4 quantum numbers are there. Okay, principal quantum numbers and azimuthal quantum numbers, magnetic and spin quantum numbers. Okay, so from these 4 quantum numbers we can identify or we can see whether the electron is present or not. It is not show us the exact location, but the probability where the electron is present. So what are the orbitals? First, the definition of orbitals. Orbitals are the what? Orbitals are the 3D space in which probability of finding electron is maximum. Okay, so it is an important definition. What are orbitals? Orbital is the 3D space, three-dimensional space, where in which the probability of there is not confirmation the electron is present only here. Okay, it is a probability whether the probability of finding electron is maximum. It is called orbital, three-dimensional space. It is having different shape, different size and orientation, different shape, size and orientation, and we can calculate or we can identify the shape, size and orbital of electron. So there are 4 quantum number. First is what? First I have told you principal quantum number. Okay, principal quantum number N, and azimuthal quantum number L, magnetic quantum number M, small m, and spin quantum number S. Okay. So in the next session we'll see the detail of these quantum numbers, how to find the position, how to write the electronic configuration, where the electrons, how many electrons are present in the orbit, okay, or the position or pointing probability of electron. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you.